announcement before we get into today's Monday Kickoff podcast. It is youth tryout season and it's starting today with Brooklyn City FC. If you have a daughter or a son age 6 through 18, or if you're a player of that age, check us out on social media. Check out our website to register for free tryout. We're running tryouts this week, next week. This is all for the next soccer year, so 2026 to 27. Come check us out. Come to a session. We'll be doing callbacks the week after, and we'll continue to remain open for interested players, but definitely want to check out the next couple of weeks. We had record growth last year on the youth side, especially the younger ages, but really across the board, as all of our age groups and teams continue to elevate and reach higher levels. This is a great time to get involved in the club on the youth side. And as you know, we're one of the only clubs, if not the only, that connects all of the youth side to women's and men's semi-pro teams, all within the same club. So check us out. And now to get into the regular Monday Kickoff program. We recap extremely busy weekend. We got to look ahead towards a very intense 2 months coming up for the club. Not to mention that little thing called the World Cup, which is also going to be happening in our market. So a lot to go over on upcoming days and weeks. But looking back at the weekend, as usual, we'll do a quick recap of global football, domestic professional football, and then as we get into all the BCFC competitions from the weekend. So looking globally, as you guys hopefully are following, you got the Man City Arsenal race in Premier League. So Arsenal won, Man City's playing today. So still neck and neck, really anything could happen. Slight advantage to Man City. But again, this is the men's side of the Premier League. On the bottom end, we had a kind of an interesting turn of events with Tottenham winning versus Aston Villa and West Ham losing. So a good day for North London. Tottenham now moves out of the relegation zone temporarily. Let's see if they can hold on. And West Ham slips into that last relegation spot. Across Europe, as I told you guys, the Women's Champions League is something that you need to check out. Great semifinal matches last week. And now the final is set to be Barca again. Tremendous women's team at Barca versus Olympique Lyon from France. Always a powerhouse, great tradition of women's football from France. So Lyon versus Barca in the Women's Champions League final. And of course, if you guys, unless you're living in a cave, some great men's semifinal Champions League matches last week with Arsenal, Atletico, PSG and Bayern, so they'll be back at it this week, and we'll see who grabs those spots in the final. Looking domestically, I feel like again it wasn't a great week for the New York pro teams, other than Gotham FC, which is the lone team that won, picking up 3 points in the NWSL. So great stuff by Gotham. And then again, NYCFC lost, New York Red Bulls lost in their MLS matches. Brooklyn FC fortunately lost on both the men's and women's side. Men's fell to Miami, down in Miami, and the women fell to Sporting Jacks down in Jacksonville, Florida. So road trip for both the Brooklyn teams. Weren't able to get any points, but they'll be back at it this weekend. I believe the men have a home match this weekend on the 9th. And that about wraps it up. Now to get into Brooklyn City FC. A huge development on the men's side as the men pulled out a double win out at Reynolds Island. Both the second team winning 4-2, and the first team winning 1-0 versus CPR, Central Park Rangers. That does move the men's first team into a promotion playoff spot. So huge for them. All they need to do now, which is no guarantee, but need to pick up 3 points in their last league match versus Yemen FC in 2 weeks, and they will grab that promotion playoff spot and then try to win that playoff and get promoted to Division 1. So great stuff on the men's side. Really excited to see them regain some momentum as we head into the last week of the season for them. On the women's side, unfortunately, they fell to Beyond FC Blue. We had a very short roster. Actually, I had to play shorthanded due to confluence of conflicts and missing players. And, you know, ironically, having seen a lot of that match, we actually played quite well. 10-11, but just I think kind of lost steam towards the end. Against a good opponent. Beyond's always very strong on the women's side. So unfortunate, frustrating for the women's team, but they'll be definitely looking to bounce back. They play again on Sunday, the 17th, in the New York Women's State Cup Final versus Manhattan FC. So very excited to see them. I know they're super excited to be in this match. And that will be Sunday the 17th out at Calvert Vaux at 1:30. So look for more info on that on our social media, as we will definitely be sure to promote. Now moving along to the youth side, extremely busy weekend as usual. We'll start with the cup matches. A couple of big meaningful cup matches. Our 2010 girls unfortunately lost their quarterfinal match out in Staten Island versus South Shore FC. I believe most goals were scored off of set pieces or corners, but tough result for them. I know they're pretty disappointed. Maybe felt like quality of play could have got them a better result, but it just didn't work out. So fortunate for our U16 girls, but a good cup run for them. Our U10 boys on Saturday had a really rough match versus Clarkstown FC, which frankly was happened to be at that game, one of the better boys teams I've seen in a long time, despite only being U10. It's a tremendous team from Clarkstown, which is just upstate. So they pretty much smashed our boys. Not sure what the final score was. It was pretty one-sided. But the big news in cup play from the weekend was our U14 boys. It's our 2012 Bridge Academy squad. Pulled out a huge 2-1 win versus SB4U out in Staten Island. They will be moving on to the State Cup semifinal either this weekend, upcoming weekend, or next weekend versus Hauppauge from Long Island. So more details on that match as we will get out on our social media as it gets scheduled. And just tremendous year really for this age group with our boys, our 2012s, as they continue their cup run. So keep an eye out for more info there when we find out when the semifinal is going to be. Across league play, as usual, a bit of a mix of results. So starting with our U17 boys, it's our 09s. They get a 5-1 win at a match out in Diker. Our 2011 Bridge Academy team fell to Cosmos. Our 2010 girls Bridge Academy team had a league game on Sunday out on Long Island. Unfortunately fell, I believe, 2-4 in that match. Our 2012 girls Bridge Academy team tied Unique Ballers FC. Match played at Bushwick Inlet in Brooklyn. So good stuff for them, picking up a point. 2014-15, both Asphalt and Blue teams unfortunately fell in games in Brooklyn at Bush Terminal and Red Hook. So I believe the Asphalt fell to Asphalt Green. Blue fell to Eleftheria. Our 2016 girls, just keep going on the girls side, pulled out a nice win versus Dusk. That was down in Shore Road in Brooklyn. And our 2017 girls unfortunately fell to DV7. On the boys side, again, working our way down the list, our 2012 Bridge Academy team, the same team that advanced in the Cup on Sunday, unfortunately fell to Auburndale, very good Auburndale team. That was Saturday at Dust Bowl. 2013 boys, I believe, were off. And then from the 14 boys on down, again, just mixed results, some wins, some losses. Our 2016 boys picked up a win versus Albion, and they're in a top division in EDP at U10. So it was a great result by them. I believe our 2015s lost to Albion, so kind of flip-flop result. Played up in Williamsburg. I believe I know it was a 1-goal difference, I think 2-1. And then again, the younger guys mixed results on down to our U7s and U8. So another big weekend coming up this weekend. We're going to be full slate of league play for youth. On the men's side, I believe the second team has another rare midweek game tomorrow night, Tuesday night, out in Reynolds Island versus Williamsburg FC. So another chance for them to pick up 3 points and keep moving up towards the top of the table. So good luck to those guys. And then the women have off, and on the youth side, again, a full slate of league games. So we'll have a lot to talk about for the preview show. Until then, we'll also be doing a special preview for our Brooklyn City FC men's semi-pro team in the League for Clubs. That season's kicking off May 16th with our first ever match, our inaugural match versus the defending national champions at Med Oval. So I believe it's a 7 p.m. kickoff out at Med Oval on May 16th. So if you're around, you will definitely want to come check that out. An away game, but still pretty local out there in Maspeth, Queens. So, but we will be doing a special preview of that entire season in the coming week or so. So keep an eye out on our social media for that podcast. And until then, we'll see you later this week on Friday or Saturday, and have a great week. Take care.